I'm telling them that I can't breathe. Clearly he don't give a damn about my plea. His ancestors used to hang us on trees. Today they identify as road police. You see I'm black, for that I'm a threat to America. My rise is their fall and their fall is evident. Blood on your hands is heavier than an elephant. Open up America's skeletons, they killing us for walking.
Welcome to my channel. I'm 20th. And this is Reignite Sandy Speaks. Again, welcome family. If this is your first time here, Reignite Sandy Speaks is a reigniting of the original Sandy Speaks, which was produced originally by the late great Sandra Bland. Our goal and our objective, our value proposition is to liberate black people, to get an update under the 14th Amendment because America has broken their promise to black people. So again, Reunite Sandy Speaks is documenting the inequalities, the civil injustice, the oppression, harm done to black people every day. That's what we're documenting. And before I get started, I want to say this. I want to tell y'all this. I want to say shout out to my girl, Leah Harmony. I want y'all to know about this girl. This right here is Leah Harmony. This is her Twitter account. You guys, I'm so silly. I love when somebody rock with me. I love support, and it just warms me. It makes me happy when people have my back, and when they show up for me. It's like, Leah, I don't want to cry, but thank you, sister. The smallest gestures can really change the trajectory of people's lives. And let me tell you why I'm talking about Leah Harmony. You guys know, if you've been here before, you know that I'm suffering from depression. I am clinically depressed. I'm actually severely depressed. I'm suffering from depression and anxiety. I am a victim of a hate crime by the state of California because I'm a black woman. I also was in an abusive 23-year marriage, so I struggled with depression throughout my marriage. And the hate crimes against me kind of put me in a very unhealthy space, so to say. And so I'm talking about Leah Harmony right here because, so she tweeted me about an hour ago. And she tweeted me, she said, I subbed you on Twitter. And she was giving me advice about how to promote my Twitter. Black girls being beautiful, black girls being magical. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, let me say this to you. She tweeted me about an hour ago. I was in the bed. And again, I created the notes for this video at least 10 days ago. And you probably can determine by the content that I'm going to put in how long ago did I create the notes for this. Okay? And so what happened was she tweeted me that she subbed me. I went to go look at her to find her. Then I saw where she commented on one of my videos, on my Piper Lewis video, which I'm gonna leave a link below. And in her comment, she said, "You ain't gotta beg me. You ain't gotta beg. I'm on board." And Leah, thank you for saying I don't have to beg. But Leah, I do have to beg because not everyone recognizes the importance of us getting together cohesively, collectively to create real change in this country. We have been marginalized, treated unfairly, brutalized since they brought us here. And black people, I love you. By chance, Leah, your name is Leah Harmony. And that is my ultimate goal, is to create harmony for my people, for black people. And so when Leah said that tweet, y'all, I was laying in the bed. I was laying in the bed. I was about to watch something on my computer. I was about to watch. What am I watching? I'm not gonna tell you what I'm watching. I like coming of age shows, so I'm not gonna tell you how corny I am. I'm about to watch something corny on Netflix. But anyway, I digress. Again, please follow Leah Harmony on Twitter. This is my Twitter, and this is my Instagram. And so if you guys will follow me and subscribe, please like this video. I'm asking you to like this video because if you watch other videos, you see YouTube censors my videos. And the content that I cover on my videos It's covered in the other videos on YouTube. But those videos are not being censored. My videos are being censored because there is a white supremacist collective conscious that believes that black people are secondary and that white people are supreme or superior. And it is a conscious effort, a collective effort to keep us marginalized and harmed. And so I'm here trying to educate my people. I'm here trying to, create a movement for my people. And they're not going to make it easy, y'all. So Talia Harmony, I will beg. I will get on my knees and beg y'all to help me show up for me so we can finally have some harmony. So again, okay, so I'm going to get into the video. And you know what? Before I get started, where's my glasses? I want to tell you guys. Okay, so again, it's Reunite Sandy Speaks. We are documenting the inequalities that are perpetrated against black people. I'm going to say to you guys, again, some other things that I'm going to ask you to look for on this channel. Please subscribe. And I think you guys are supposed to hit the bell so you can see my videos when they come. I'm not like a bona fide YouTuber. I'm a fashion girl. Try to be a YouTuber, okay? But please like, subscribe. And I'm asking you to like because you see what they're doing to my videos. So I think if you like it, I think it does something to benefit the video where people can see it or it'll show up. I don't know if it's going to show up because they are censoring it, but if you would like it, it would be, I would greatly appreciate it. And so I want to go ahead and tell you this before I get started with this video, is that I am going to do a video about the list. The list is going to be people that we see in government, in private organizations, just private citizens who have a history of racial discrimination against black people. There is no list of police officers, government officials, judges, private organizations. And I'm creating this list because from my experience, if you shine a light on people, it'll affect their behavior. So if they know that we're watching and we're seeing and they can get on this list, this is like you are reprimanding this group of people who harms black people. You have to, like, I don't know what the word is, discipline them. I hate to say that, but one of the methods is to shine a light on them. And so I'm going to create a list. And I've said that for some time now, and it is on my things to do. I'm going to do a follow-up on Piper Lewis. Piper Lewis was the one young lady who was put in, I thought she was in the halfway home. She murdered a man that sexually abused her. He raped her and kidnapped her. And she ended up pleading guilty because she's a black 15-year-old who was being trafficked. And if this makes sense, I'll link the video below. At any rate, it's my understanding that Piper Lewis escaped. When I reported the original video, I thought she was in a woman's halfway home. The name of the facility she was in, there was a second facility in Texas with the same name, but this was a total different type of institution. I didn't know she was in a prison. And my understanding, last time I heard, Piper Lewis escaped from the prison. So we're going to do an update. We're going to try to find out where is Piper Lewis. Is she safe? Is she alive? Also, the Akron 3, I'm going to follow up on that. I'll talk about that later. The Winston-Salem, the young lady who got arrested in class, we'll follow up on that. Jahan McMillan, he's the one who was murdered and shot in front of a Family Dollar where white people witnessed that he had his hands up. And then Blake was the gentleman who was thrown to the ground in Hollywood, California. So again, you guys, this is going to be a collective effort. I am going to post videos of abuse to black people. And this is going to be a movement. This is not like we post things on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and we talk about it for likes, for commentary. We have a objective. And the objective is to document the inequalities in this country. And for multiple reasons. It's going to benefit us in many ways. And so what I need from you all, if I post something that you know about, if y'all want to go ahead and make a Finsta like the kids YouTube, make a Finsta YouTube just for this account. Follow me. If you know when I post these videos, if you know of the perpetrator, if you know of the victim, I want to create conversation about these incidents. So what happens, Black people, and this I know firsthand, they harm us because they can. They bring us great harm because they can. We do not see Jewish people being murdered by police officers in the back of the head, in the back of running, or being slammed to the ground, or all these different things. You know why? Because they have a cohesive collective. And if something like that happened to them, just like in the case of Kanye West said something inappropriate about them. I witnessed 20,000 tweets to Adidas to release Kanye West from his contract. Okay? And so in order for us to finally gain the power that we deserve, we have to have a collective effort. So this is one of my solutions, is to monitor the abuse that's going on to Black people. And I know I can't do it alone. So I'm begging you, y'all, I want y'all to subscribe to my channel. I don't have that many subscribers. I got under 300 subscribers. I need like 100,000 subscribers. Okay? Subscribe to my channel. Please like my videos. And comment. Make comment. And listen, this is really very important to me. If you don't like what I'm saying, if you disagree with what I'm saying, I beg you to comment. If you question, if you don't agree, I am not that person I'm not here pandering for people who think like me, who look like me, who act like me, to do what I say. I'm here for change. And what I recognize is that how you grow and how you learn is by being amongst people who have like minds, people who have different thoughts, different identities. This is how you grow. Ghettos remain ghettos because everybody think the same. Everybody has the same idea and the same consciousness, and they don't get out of those conditions because when an outsider comes in and tries to change something or do something different or say something different, they're ostracized. And you know what? I got a video about that. I'm going to put it at the end of this, and we're going to talk about it. Anyway, you guys, I'm 20th again, and this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. And you know what, y'all? Let's go ahead and get into the first video. Let's get in the first video and talk about it.
No, could you open that door for those two guys? Yep. You're bitch. I could get it. No, that wasn't out. Yes. You're just fucking for. I hope. Could you stop, please? No. Could you stop? No. Thank you. I'm being emotional. You're a nigger. You're a bitch. Oh, Jesus. I did not get paid enough for this. Exactly. And you're a nigger. Thank you. Thank you. You're a nigger and you're a bitch. You're a nigger and you're a bitch. Yeah.
I got the phone video.
Me too.
I got the phone video.
You're a bitch. Could you try to get me to get her to like a chair or something? No, I'm gonna be drunk. You're drunk. You're a nigger and you're a bitch.
You guys, I think I gotta stop watching these videos when I insert them. When I insert them to the video, I watch them again so I can be familiar with what actually occurred. So again, this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. And the goal and the objective is to document the abuse of Black people in this country and to demonstrate one of the major functions of Reunite Sandy Speaks is to demonstrate that there is a white supremacist collective conscious. And a white supremacist collective conscious is to believe that white people are superior and that we are secondary, that we are inferior. And so what I'm trying to say to you is that this country believes, the people in this country believes that black people are secondary, that white people are superior. If you are a white person and you don't feel like you have prejudice, bias, behavior towards black people, if that is your belief, what I want to explain to you is that this idea, this consciousness is done consciously and unconsciously. If you have a dispute with a black person, the powers that be are going to side for the non-black person. If you, again, have a conflict with a black person, there's a strong probability that you are going to weaponize their blackness. These are the things that I'm documenting. And I keep saying it because I want to make sure that you, the viewers, recognize what I'm saying. Yes, there's racism in this country. Yes, black men are murdered every day just for being black. Black women are harmed every day just for being black. Black babies are stolen for a profit and given away, put in foster care because they're black. According to the 14th Amendment, everyone in America is supposed to be equal and free. Immigrants from all over the world come to this country because this is the belief, the foundation of America is life, liberty, and happiness. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Black people are not able to achieve happiness, liberty at the same rate of white people because it's a belief that we are secondary. Even if you're a civil, Christian, God-fearing, loving person and you're white or maybe a different nationality, you see, especially during 2020, we were at home and we saw them lynch George Floyd in broad daylight. We saw them kill Elijah McClain when he just went to the store and drank tea. I just did a video about Shaheem McMillan where they shot this black boy for no reason. They lied and said he had a gun. He was waving a gun. Okay, the genocide of black people is happening every day in this country. And the genocide is, when you might view it, killing and shooting. But we're dying faster in childbirths. We're suffering from depression, anxiety, and cancer and all kinds of things because of our condition in this country. And so again, the main thing that I want you guys to take away from this is that because we're black and we're perceived, even if you go to school and say America's a great country, everyone's equal, it's a melting pot, that is ideal and that is the belief. But starting from the enslavement of black people, we have suffered. And so again, the biggest impairment is that the country, whether you're a good white person or not a bad white person, you see us in the back of your mind as second. That if you have a conflict with us, that you can weaponize our blackness. And so ultimately, I'm going to seek legislation. And I'm going to do so by documenting these occurrences. That was a long song and dance. What just happened with this little girl, with this young lady? Understand, this is a college student who's working. She was like at the college dorm at the desk, okay? She didn't do anything to anyone. This white privileged girl comes and attack her. And white people, I could see if the girl was drunk and she was being obnoxious. I was married to someone who would get drunk and obnoxious just like that. Get drunk and obnoxious just like that. Say she's drunk and obnoxious. We could say, oh, she's a college student. My daughter went to college. She studied in Europe. And she would send me videos. They would get lit. Okay? So we know college kids drink, get drunk, and they act a fool. Right? But that's not the problem. The problem is she kept calling her the N-word. The way she talked to her. She said disparaging things about her nationality, about her heritage. And this drunk white girl is demonstrating what this country thinks of black people. And see, we can't change how they think about us. We can't. And I'm not here to change how they think about us. I'm here for protection. I'm here to finally get the proper legislation to protect us from these type of occurrences. I got videos where they shot black boys for no reason, where they slammed black people on the ground, where they were a black kid was in college and a security guard attacked him and accused him of not being a student. America, this is how black people live every day. And let me say to you, because I have this conversation in many spaces, because I come from a different background. A lot of black people in this country, they go to work, they come home, and they socialize with black people. I've been fucking with white people my whole life. Every nationality, Asian, I'm a New Yorker, I'm in California, I'm a social butterfly, so I like people of all nationalities. Many black people, again, they go to work and they work in mainstream, but when they go home and they live in black communities, they are amongst black people. And so I have a different perspective because I'm open to being friends with anyone. I'm open to just being available, friends, networking, whatever, with anyone. Because and the reason why I'm like this is I have great self-esteem. I like me. I don't feel inferior to anyone. Have I been harmed by white people? My whole fucking life, I have been harmed by white people. Just like you have. And my behavior, my reaction might be different than yours. Okay? But just because my reaction is different than yours, please don't dismiss my goal and objective. So going back to this young lady, that's hard to watch. And I want us to really think about what happened. This is a black girl, a freshman in college. And this happened to her. My daughter went to school in New York City, and her whole entire, her freshman year in college, she was so excited about going to school. Okay? She's like, oh, mommy, da, 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 da. Like, she was elated. College is supposed to be a great experience. You're a freshman in college, and this happens to you. And you're a black person. What do you think? What do you think? How did this change this child's life? Here, you guys, I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this in here.
It shows UK senior Sophia Rosing verbally attacking freshman student Kyla Spring and appearing to physically attack her as well. Spring was working overnight at a dormitory front desk when Rosing entered the building without ID. She appeared to be drunk. Spring says she asked if Rosing was okay. Then she says Rosing began hurling racist slurs, kicking, punching, and biting.
Now, Rosing was arrested by campus police and faces multiple charges, including assault and public intoxication. She has pleaded not guilty. The university has suspended her and then permanently banned her from campus. The school president says, in part, this behavior was disgusting and devastating to our community. We stand by our students who were targeted by this unacceptable hostility and violence. Rosing's attorney told CBS News his client will not comment at this time and is currently enrolled in treatment. He says that Rosing will apologize at the appropriate time. Now, in their first interview, and only on CBS Mornings, Kyla Spring and her mom, her mother's name is Betsy, join us here at the table. Welcome to you both. Kyla, a freshman, your first time away from home, a freshman student. It's heartbreaking to watch that video. Can you take us there, what you were thinking at the time while this was happening to you?
I was thinking that I know the drill. I was raised to act a certain way if I ever encounter a racial attack or assault. But I also was very disheartened that it happened to me while I was working. And I really just wanted to make sure I acted appropriately so that I could keep my job, because the script could have been flipped at any time if I had retaliated.
Because first, you didn't think that she lived in the dorm. You really did wonder, is she okay? That was your first thing. And then she
Yes.
just started I understand she used the N-word over 33 times.
It was told to me that it was used over 200 times.
Over 200 times.
Because there's a 10-minute video.
And we only saw a little part there. And Betsy, as her mother, at first, you did not want her to go public. You didn't want any of us to see that video. Why not?
Because I knew that it could go any way, how people respond to seeing the truth, that this is not an isolated incident. This is something that happens. It just so happens to be on camera. And I honestly just struggled with what it would look like and feel like to have that disruption in our lives. And it was happening anyway. And Kyla, this is one time as a mom, I actually had to apologize to my daughter. I said, you know what? You're right. You want to share this that needs to be shared. I apologize. I'm behind you. I support you. And whatever you need, and got to her as quickly as I could.
Betsy, what were you feeling the moment you heard about what happened and then saw the video?
Afraid. I was afraid. I was in Texas working, away from home anyway. My daughter is in Kentucky on campus. And I knew that, you know, there are rumors, there's a lot shared about racism in the South and how people will respond. There's, you know, there's been some ugliness that has brewed in our country in the last few years that makes you aware that racism is still alive. And I was just afraid of what that would look like to my daughter in 2022.
You always hope you're not going to be part of a story like this. Sophia Rosing's attorney says that she is, Kyla, humiliated, embarrassed, and remorseful by this incident. What do you say to that?
I say that there is an opportunity for growth in this situation. And I also say that this is an opportunity for not just her to grow and educate herself, but people who might have acted similarly or think similarly to her.
Are you surprised you haven't heard directly from her yet? An apology? I mean, coming by the next day even to find out how you are.
It hurts, but I'm not surprised.
You know, there's another video in this story, not only of the attack, but of a march on campus in support of you, where you spoke. It's a very powerful moment. You say that she will not break your spirit, and there's tears running down your face. We have a little clip of it.
No, and you say, my name is Kyla Spring. Yeah, yeah.
It's okay.
My name
Take us to that moment.
Yeah, take us to that moment, because
What was coming through your head at that point, and your heart, it seems?
At that point, I just felt so a part of something bigger than myself. I told myself I wasn't going to cry, you know. I was on the campus bus, and I was like, okay, I've written out what I want to say. I know what I have to do. And then hearing, like, the rumble of people, young people my age that are just, like, so fired up behind me and for this cause on campus, it was just like, I started crying, and like I got a little like weak in the knees, and it was just like, it was such an amazing experience to see so many people supporting.
Kyla, this hurts. This hurts. This is very painful. It's very painful to watch. I hope it's painful to people who are not of color to know that you had to go through that as a freshman. How has it changed you? I'm not even going to say, has it changed you? I know, I would assume that it has changed you.
Yeah.
How has it changed you?
It's changed my outlook on how often that situations like this happen. Obviously, I've seen things like this in the news and I've heard about it, but you never really know how common of an occurrence it is until it happens to you. So it was a little bit of an eye-opening moment for me to like wake up and really realize what's happening in our country to young children of color, to people of color. It's changed.
You seem like a young woman with standards and integrity, and your mom raised you right. You knew how to react or not react in that moment. And I'm not trying to encourage violence at all, but there are some people at home, maybe some black folks watching this, saying, why turn the other cheek? Why do we always got to take the high road? You have somebody yelling racist things at you, punching and kicking and biting. There might be some people watching saying, why didn't you fight back?
I would say to that person and those people, you can fight back but not with violence. Love is an appropriate way to fight back. Respect, honor, and grace is also fighting back. So it's not bowing down in a way that it's weak. It's bowing down in a way that honors who you are and the truth and the integrity, your character, and who God created you to be. And so what I also like about the fact that this happened, as terrible as it is that this actually occurs more often than a violent response to racism. And unfortunately, there are not enough videos of the right response happening. And so what I'm grateful for is that my child has been girded in truth and honor and grace and integrity. We're in a moment where for more than 10 minutes, she was berated by someone who didn't even have their right mind. She was able to remember who she was and to smile, and didn't even realize the magnitude of who she was until after it had happened because of what was already inside of her.
Certainly took a page out of Michelle Obama's line.
Yeah,
When
that
they
is a
go
great
low,
answer.
we go high. But she didn't get that way by herself, Betsy.
No.
So bravo to you, and bravo to you, Kyla.
Great answer.
Bravo, that's a
Yeah.
great answer.
Yes.
And we're grateful to both of you for being here and for your poise. Betsy
Yes.
Spring, Kyla Spring, thank you very much.
You guys, I know that was a little bit long, CBS interviewing the mom and the daughter, but I thought it was important that you guys saw that clip. Because first of all, I want to say the young lady pleaded not guilty. She pleaded not guilty. And so I could be drunk. Now, I couldn't be drunk. I don't do shit like that, y'all. Okay? But someone could be drunk and could, like, go off on, you know, like, a heavy set person. Like, a heavy person. And be like, you fat bitch, you fat bitch, you fat bitch. They drunk and they saying, you fat bitch. And it's inappropriate for them to say, you fat bitch. And then when it's all said and done, they could be like, oh, damn, I'm sorry, I was drunk. I was drunk. Like, really remorseful, like I was fucking drunk. And the first thing that came to my mind was call you fat because I was drunk, right? And so if it was a matter of her just being drunk, a young freshman having too much to drink, the fact that she pleaded not guilty speaks about who she is and what she thinks and what she believes. And y'all know I be on the fucking full-on tangent. And I hope y'all following along and y'all get it. What I'm trying to say, this is their mentality. This is what they think. They think it's okay to abuse us. They think that we're less than human, that we don't feel, that it's okay to harm us. And so that white girl is an unethical white girl. She's unethical and she lacks morals and humanity. She's savage. She's a savage, barbaric human being because she thinks it's okay to treat someone like this. And again, she was drunk. I was married to an alcoholic. My mother was also, like the husband, a highly functioning alcoholic. My mother used to get drunk and say shit she shouldn't say because she was drunk. I understand being drunk. Okay? But she kept calling that girl the N-word. And she weaponized her color. And what the point that I'm trying to make is that we shouldn't have to live like that in this country. America is a great country, black people. I want you to know that this is a great country. Does it have its flaws? Is it corruption? Is it some bad shit to go on? Every day. Every day. But I want y'all to understand this is our country. And we ain't supposed to just let shit happen. We are the people. We are the people. America is a democracy, and it is a country for the people, by the people. And these things continue to go on. And I welcome any non-black ally to come that want to rock with us and help us in our goals and our objectives. I'm here for it. But black people, it's about time that we create change. I put that video in there, and my concern, I'm worried about this video being longer than it should be, but this is like, I talk a lot, and more than anything, I want to connect with you. I want you to understand what I'm saying. I want you to be on board with my goals and my objectives and what we're going to do to make this shit stop. See, the thing is, we can't stop them from thinking like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. See, I understand the law. I get the law. If a white person says, I don't like black people, you a nigga. Peace, bro. But this girl assaulted her, attacked her, and it was a hate crime. Matter of fact, we need to research this and see was she being charged with a hate crime. If she was charged, we gonna look. If y'all know anything about this, I need y'all to share my videos, because I'm gonna keep on saying this is a collective effort, and I am begging you to get on board. I am begging you to watch my videos. I'm begging you to subscribe to my channel. I'm begging you to comment and tell me what you think and give me your perspective so we can work together. Share this video. As I sat here and talked to you, I wonder was she charged? They didn't say anything about a hate crime. That was a hate crime. And how we get protection, black people, is that we make sure they enforce these laws against hate and oppression. That was a hate crime. And I put that in there, you guys, because I want y'all to see that young girl's she cried. That hurt. Do you understand? That was a good girl. You saw her mom? And what she said is that usually that's how we respond. Because we're so accustomed to it and used to it, many of us don't even want to get into it. We're like, look, white person, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Here, let me put another video in here. Let's talk about. I'm gonna put another video in here, y'all. Just a second.
Do you understand that none of you will get
it that way?
Do you guys understand the consequences of what you've just done?
No.
You guys are not going to get into a college. You guys are not going to get any scholarships because this is a hate crime.
We all dropped out of high school. It's okay.
If I still don't think it's appropriate for you guys to be doing this. It's really. It's really.
Okay, family. Y'all saw that. And that's something I've been keeping on my phone for a long time. I want to talk about it briefly. And so, family, I know it's hard to watch this stuff. And I know I believe in being the gatekeeper of my thoughts. And being inundated with these ideas is harmful to us. And this is one of the ways, because I am in a battle. I'm in a legal battle against the state of California. And they keep on causing me harm continuously. And they're not trying to give me justice because they know that it's harmful to my mental well-being. And what their goal and objective is to keep harming me emotionally till I don't have any more fight. Okay? And this is how I have multiple discussions about oppression and our condition and solutions in different platforms. And what I try to explain is that one of the major issues, like I'm delayed thinking, it won't come to me because I'm suffering from depression. I lose my train of thought and I'm forgetful. And my therapist is working with me, and she's explaining to me, my heart is racing right now. I'm anxious because I'm thinking about this. And that is the harm they do to us. That is one of the greatest harms, is that we live in this country And we're trying to navigate and live. And because this is a capitalist society, that means that we all compete with one another. And black people, I ain't scared to compete. I ain't never been scared to compete. Even those who are wealthy, who may have other advantages that I don't have. But the advantage cannot be because you're white and I'm not. To the white guy, you heard that? To the white guy. The advantage can't be that you're white and I'm not. That can't be the advantage. You heard me, white guy? But that's the advantage. And regarding this video, these are young kids. And again, you guys, I have friendships with white people. I've lived in a predominantly white suburban area my whole life. My kids went to school with white kids. And I want to say to you, because a lot of y'all black people don't know, those were not affluent white children. Well, probably most of them were not. Okay? You see that little girl looking like, don't put these little white girl was looking like, oh shit, they got me on video. Because what she thinking, my parents are going to see this. And so, let me say, excuse me, pardon that. Forgive me for that. You guys, I had to cut through that. If you don't know, I'm in a hotel. I've been living in a hotel for over 2 years because the state of California stole my $1 million home. During COVID, they broke in my house and stole my home because I'm black. And so I'm in a hotel. So it was people next door or in another room making noise. So that's why I had to stop for a minute. And so going back to those people, those kids. So again, I want you guys to understand that I'm documenting these occurrences. And what we're looking at is that America has a strong presence of this kind of mentality and thought. Those kids, can you think about this, you guys? Think about this with me. They bought prisoner costumes, painted their face black. This is the disdain and the hate for us. And we have to live in this country with them. Black people, I need y'all to follow along about what I'm saying and what I'm doing. I'm not trying to change their mind. What they did was not illegal. I am shining a light on that these thoughts and ideas and beliefs are rampant in this country. I think the overall majority feels and think like that. I don't know if I said it in the previous video, but those were not all, that was based on who I am and where I've lived and what I know. Those were not affluent white kids, okay? And when they said I wear high school dropouts or whatever, those were not affluent white kids. Affluent white kids would have never done anything like that. Not because they didn't believe it, thought it was funny. Affluent white children are groomed to think about their future, to go to college, to get a job. And affluent white kids might think like that, but they have the common sense not to post things like that. And they wouldn't do, affluent white children wouldn't do that for the most part. There are some who do and will, but for the most part they won't because, and what I'm saying to you, it's not that they don't think that way. They just know better to do things like that because how they are raised by their parents. And I hope that you got that. So listen, you guys, Leah, you got me up, girl. Leah Harmony, I'm up and I'm awake. I was sitting here on the phone watching about to watch something, and I was about to retire. And I checked my Twitter, and Leah Harmony had tweeted me, and I said, "Girl, get up and go do this video." So I put some lipstick on. And I said, let me make to my video. Anyway, listen, you guys, I know this video has been quite long. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue video taping. I've got some more content. So I might link it below. I don't know what I'm going to call this video. Two Americas, y'all come fuck with me. Something like that. But Family, I know that I ramble, and sometimes it's hard to follow along. That's who I am. So I hope y'all get it. I hope y'all understand. I always worry, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because I know I be just like talking this shit. I be in my head, you know? But ultimately, I'm saying that the consciousness in this country is against what black people. It's a white supremacist collective conscious. And it's such a large force or influence in this country that we are secondary, that we need protection, that these are not isolated incidents, these are not small incidents, these are very frequent incidents, and they're frequent because it's acceptable. It's frequent because we have struggled with overcoming this, and a lot of the reasons why we struggle with overcoming this because we have challenges fighting it. And we have challenges fighting it because in order to fight it, we have to be consumed and see it and talk about it and think about it. And it affects our consciousness. It affects our prefrontal lobe. You guys have heard me talk about the brain, and I'm studying the brain. And I'm going to briefly in videos discuss this because I want you to understand that if you struggle to maintain a job, if you struggle in your relationship with your wife, with your family, okay, a lot of that has to do with our condition. Issues with impulse control, aggression, depression, sadness. It's because we live in these conditions. Do some of us thrive and do well? Yes, I was one of those. But we're not on even playing field in this capitalist society because we are hindered by our treatment, by our condition, and it continues. So ultimately, I'm going to ask you, watch my videos. I want you to watch them, okay, you guys? Please watch my videos. I know they're long, just like whenever, just do a little bit at a time, okay? Because what I'm saying, I want you all to understand, because for me, I'm creating a movement. In order to have a movement, you have to understand the foundation of the movement. And the foundation primarily is that we're not free and we're not equal. That it is acceptable to weaponize our blackness. That in private organizations, in schools, in work, in government, we are violated, we are oppressed, we are disparaged, we are marginalized. And it is not realistic to believe that we can change these ideas, these thoughts, these beliefs. What we need is protection, legal protection. Anyway, y'all, listen, I'm going to make more videos after this, okay? But I'm a 20th, and this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. Y'all come fuck with me.
They killing us for walking, killing us for jogging, kill us in our homes and fabricate it and hide it. Where we had Sandra Bland's and Trayvon Martin's. If when you kill us, your family was a target. If your children was orphans, will you have compassion the next time you approach us? Yeah, we fed up, this is built up. Your city up in smoke, homeboy, we had enough. And I ain't Tyson, riots of violence heighten the climate. I'm saying you smack me, I'm punching you in your iris. Retaliation is prescribed in both Bible and Quran. In the matters of the slang, see an eye for an eye, especially if the Justice Department do not comply.